All right, I want to run something by y'all. And I want to go right now to ESPN.com and see if this is still there. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ryan, I want to see your face when I read this word for word. It says, Grizzlies send Bane to Magic in Blockbuster trade.
Blockbuster as in the company doesn't exist anymore?
That's all. I'm just saying, if Desmond Bane is in a Blockbuster trade, his name is not in the headline. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, that he is traded for someone in a Blockbuster.
We are really stretching the definition of Blockbuster
that
right now.
An August 8th lead if I've ever heard one in my life.
Oh my goodness. Look, it was an unexpected trade. Now, this Rafael Devers trade in baseball, that sounds like a blockbuster from what I could tell. I mean, Rafael, but in fact, that should tell you everything you need to know. Rafael Devers could walk in my house right now, and I would have no idea who he was, especially not if he was wearing his white Red Sox jersey. It ain't got no name on it, right? I wouldn't have any clue who he is, but I knew when he got traded that it was a blockbuster, okay? Desmond Bane, what are you talking about? This is not a blockbuster trade. It may portend trades that look like blockbusters, but this is not a blockbuster trade. It is a full-on trade that I don't understand. And ordinarily, I can find people when you make the trade, even if you don't agree with it, you can understand it. I'm going to put this out there because I know this is a sensitive matter for some of you guys. But even without agreeing with it, I understood the Luka Doncic trade. I got what they were going for, even if it was a bit haphazard. I do not really get what the Grizzlies are going for here. And the reason I don't get it is, and if you have not seen this, Desmond Bane got traded to the Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round picks. Somebody was explaining to me that it's not really 4 first-round picks. It's really like 3 first-round picks in a swap or something like that. As if that makes this any better, right? Now, there's a point to be made about what the market has become for first-round picks, and that mid-first-round picks have become a bit devalued at this point. And I understand that argument on its face. I also understand the argument that you could look at this trade comparative to, say, Mikal Bridges, who got traded last year for all of those first-round picks to go to the Knicks. But the big difference was Mikal Bridges was making a lot less money than Desmond Bane was. Like, the idea behind why it was justifiable for the Knicks to give up all those picks was because Bridges was coming in so cheap that you couldn't get a contract like that just anywhere. That's not what's going on here with Desmond Bane. Now, maybe there will be a point in, say, a couple of years that $40 million a year I think that he gets doesn't seem to be so expensive. But as of right now, the justification for the Bridges trade, to me, does not exist. The argument that it's okay to do this because those first-round picks have been devalued, I also raise questions about that. And the reason I do is, in this age of parity, I don't understand how if you are the Orlando Magic, you feel like you can just simply decide, oh, yeah, we're going to be good for the next 5 years. Player, are you sure about that?
That's the interesting thing about the trade, right? You, if you're the Magic, you're thinking our window is open. The window has never been wider, right? But at the same time, by the same logic, if the window opens quicker, that also means it shuts quicker, right?
I do not feel as good about the idea that what is your team with your 2 best players being Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner? I don't feel like this is salad days forever in line with that, right? Like, I look at that team and it makes me think to myself that at best it's a handful of low spades. Right. And I think that Desmond Bane is another guy that qualifies as being a low spade. I'm not saying they can't be trumps. Right. But I'm just saying if somebody come out here with a deuce, I don't really so much know what y'all got here. Like, I don't see that. And so the East is wide open. Yes. But there's a possibility that you're one injury away from those picks that you're giving away really mattering. Okay. Now, maybe you're Orlando and you make the point that, okay, we only had Jalen Suggs for 30-something games last year. He comes back looking reasonably similar to how he's seen before, and you pair him with the guys that they've got. Maybe then you feel better about it. I'm not sure. But I would think that regardless of what valuation you put on these late round, first round picks, in this era of NBA parity, I do not think that you can make the assumptions about how good you're going to be for how long that you might make. Again, especially not here with the team that, to me, it's a team that doesn't have a frontline superstar. And so to me, without the presence of a frontline superstar, I don't understand what they're doing, okay? Now, that's on the Orlando end. On the Memphis end, I understand what you're doing under one circumstance, and that's if the plan is to tear this down. At that point, I understand it. I don't think that this trade, I don't think getting back Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony, I don't think that makes you better right now. Having those 4 first-round picks, maybe you have them as some measure of capital that then helps you get better right now. If that's the case, okay, I see what you're doing. But if that's not what you're going to do, then your next move seems to me to be pretty obvious. You're trading Ja Morant. Otherwise, I don't get this. Now, if you are trading Ja Morant, which that is a move that I would advocate in some places and not in other places. Now, he only plays for one place. Let me explain what I mean. I could be wrong, but I feel like Ja Morant sells tickets in Memphis in a way that you're not going to sell tickets if Ja Morant doesn't play for you. Okay. So if you are in a larger city, like take the Knicks, for example, the Knicks don't need a player to sell tickets. They're just going to sell tickets. Okay. The Grizzlies need a player to sell tickets, like markets of that size, especially. The Thunder, you need a player or a team, but you're going to need something to sell tickets. All right. Maybe you keep Ja Morant because he still sells tickets. I'll just throw this out there about Ja Morant. The Ja Morant is 26 years old. His game is heavily predicated on athleticism, and he can't stay healthy. He is a knee problem. 25 years old. My bad. But he is a serious knee diagnosis from being really, really damaged good. And that is before we get into the fact that he appears to be dumb as a sack of hammers. Not like an actual stupid person, right? Not like in the way that is insulting. I mean, he be doing dumb shit a lot. You feel what I'm saying?
A track record of making poor decisions.
He's a knucklehead. There we go. Like, I feel like knucklehead is benign enough that you could say it, but yes, his decision-making is questionable.
Is knuckleheadish, if you will.
And worse than poor decision-making, it is having people explain to you why the decisions are poor and insisting that you're going to do the stuff anyway. Right? Like, that's that. I don't know who you get to take him, but again, if you're going to make a trade that's for the future, then you be about the future. I don't believe in playing 2 timeline games. I believe that you can protect your future and play for the right now. But as the Warriors showed us, you can't really play for the right now and play for the tomorrow at the same time. That's not really how it goes. And so to me, with Memphis, trading Bane is something you do when you're not playing for right now. And if you're not playing for right now, then you trade Ja Morant. I don't know what you do with Jaren Jackson. Maybe you keep him. Maybe you do something similar. I don't know. But the only way that this makes sense to me for Memphis is if your plan is to move Morant. That's it. For the Magic, I don't really have any idea.